This is a 360-degree video, meaning that you can change your view by panning the video on your smartphone or laptop. Welcome to a 360-degree simulation of the Dome Theater at the Clark Planetarium. Today, I am going to show you a few spectacular objects to find in the night sky while you are stargazing in the summertime. As we speed up time and let the sun set near the west, notice which bright objects appear. You can pan your video to look around the sky in different directions. Once we pause time after the sun has completely set, orient your video so that you are facing east. The big E representing east should be near the bottom of your field of view. Looking at the night sky in the east, do you recognize anything? Do you see any stars or constellations that you know? It's common to not recognize anything in this part of the sky, but there are some really bright stars. Can you spot 3 bright stars that form a triangle if you were to connect the lines between them? These stars make up the Summer Triangle. The Summer Triangle is not actually an official constellation. It's just a group of 3 bright stars that are easy to spot in the summertime. The 3 stars are Vega, Altair, and Deneb. Each of these stars belong to their own constellation. Vega is part of a small constellation called Lyra. Connecting the stars of Lyra, you see a small parallelogram hanging off of Vega that represents an old instrument much like a harp called a lyre. Below Lyra, you find Altair is part of the constellation Aquila. When the stars of Aquila are connected, they make 2 wings to form an eagle. Shown in this illustration of the constellation, Aquila the eagle is carrying off a boy named Ganymede. He is bringing Ganymede to the gods to be a cupbearer for Zeus. Deneb is part of the constellation Cygnus, a large cross shape stretching across the sky. Cygnus is a swan with huge wings and head facing toward the inner part of the summer triangle. If you are in a dark enough area with no city lights or clouds, you will be able to see the Milky Way crossing through the summer triangle. It follows right along the same path that Cygnus is flying. The Milky Way is our galaxy, and that faint light you see is actually the dim glow from millions of stars that are much farther away than the stars we can identify in the night sky. Out of the 3 stars Vega, Altair, and Deneb, can you see that Vega is the brightest? Vega is actually the 5th brightest star in the entire night sky. Can you guess which star out of the 3 is closest to us? You might think that the closest should be Vega since it is brightest. But brightness doesn't actually tell you how far away a star is, since stars are all different sizes, colors, and intensities. The way we tell how far away nearby stars are is using something called parallax. To demonstrate what parallax is, let's do a little exercise. Place your thumb about 6 inches in front of your nose and close one eye. Note the position of your thumb compared to some more distant object, like a picture on the wall. Now open that eye while closing the other eye, switching back and forth between your right eye and left. What is happening to your thumb? If you kept your head still, your thumb should have appeared to move in your view depending on which eye you used to view it. Now, hold your thumb as far out in front of your face as you can and do the same exact thing, closing one eye after the other. Did your thumb appear to move less? Turns out you can actually tell how far something is away from you if you can measure the angle it moves from one vantage point to the other, and you know the distance between the viewing locations. The less it appears to move, the farther away it is from you. Now, let's blast off into space to show how this works when astronomers want to know how far away a star is. In our exercise, our eyes represented our view from Earth at different times in the year. Our nose was kind of like the sun, and our thumb a star. So, if astronomers measure the angle a star appears to move when it is viewed from Earth at some point during the year, and again 6 months later from the other side of the sun, that parallax angle will allow astronomers to calculate how far that star is from the sun. Using parallax, it is found that Altair is actually the closest to the sun out of the 3 stars in the summer triangle. It's not Vega, like you may have guessed, just from the brightness alone. Altair is only about 17 light years from the sun, pretty close for a star. Vega is second closest, at around 25 light years, and Deneb is furthest. Deneb is so far, in fact, that the parallax method doesn't quite work. It's like if you looked across the landscape to a mountain and tried to measure its distance by closing one eye at a time like we did before. The mountain is too far to see it move in your view at all, and so all you can really say for certain is that it is pretty far away. In the case of Deneb, astronomers don't know the exact distance, but they know that it is at least thousands of light years away. That is much, much farther than Altair or Vega. So how can it be that Deneb, being so far away, is still really bright in the night sky? You guessed it, it is huge! Look at the sizes of the Sun, Vega, and Altair compared to each other. Now let's add in Deneb. Deneb is a blue-white supergiant that has a radius of about 200 times that of the Sun. Hopefully, the next warm summer night, you can turn to the east after sunset and spot the summer triangle with the stars Vega, Altair, and Deneb. Thanks for watching and happy stargazing!